Welcome you all, here is Danny. I'd like to welcome you to my Sigbiker studio. This episode will be dedicated to press fit bottom brackets. Many of you may know that this is the system that I sometimes call that it's called press fit bottom bracket because you press it in and it doesn't fit. So that's why it's called press fit. Is it worth it? I'm going to answer this question in my opinion. I'm going to tell you what are the advantages and disadvantages of this system. And finally, two questions. First one, when I would never ever buy a bike on a press fit bottom bracket. And the second one, when I would. Because there is kind of a tricky question. So two questions just at the end, and now advantages and disadvantages. Now, bike manufacturers are telling us that the two main advantages of press fit bottom bracket are less weight and more stiffness. They say that they can build a much lighter frame, especially this bottom bracket shell area, which will be stiffer. My opinion, it's only the weight thing, because well, you can build a super stiff frame just around the BSA threaded bottom bracket. It just will be heavier. So in my opinion, the advantage of this system is the weight. You can really build lighter frames. Now, what is press fit bottom bracket? Some people say that BB30 and PF30, press fit 30 bottom bracket, is the same thing. It's not. But the system is pretty much the same. So BB30 means that you have naked bearings which will be pressed into your bottom bracket shell, and 30 because that's the diameter of the spindle of your crankset. 30, not 24 like on Shimano BSA system, for example. So 30 millimeters of the diameter, so here inside. And BB30, you are pressing the naked bearings into the frame. Now, press fit bottom bracket means that first you are installing, or you already have like a cartridge with the installed bearings into small cups, and then you are pressing the cups into the bottom bracket shell. The system is pretty much the same. It will be very light and stiff, and these are the advantages. Now, disadvantages of press fit bottom bracket are the price and reliability and the maintenance. So let's start with the first one, the price. Last year when I was at Eurobike talking to guys about their new Cannondale Optimo, you know the bike, that's entry-level road bike, racing bike from Cannondale, and I was surprised to see that the cheaper models without the disc brakes will have the threaded bottom brackets. And I thought, this is amazing. This is what I would really like to have on at least entry-level bikes. Threaded is easier, it's cheaper obviously, and it's easier for maintenance. Heavier also, but then I thought the entry-level bike users don't think so much about super light bike, that's first thing. They don't have any fancy tools to use it for the press fit systems, so threaded is super easy, that's very, very good. And it is pretty reliable, so that's cool. And then I have asked this question to the people from Cannondale. Am I right? Is my reasoning right? And they say, kind of. But the first thing they would really point out is that you need so much more precision when designing the bottom bracket for the press fit. You need it has to be super precise, so that the bearing of the cup will fit into it very well, and it won't get any play after some hundreds of kilometers, and it won't be squeaking, or it won't be creaking, it won't be just noisy. And since you need that precision, the frame will be much more expensive. So they would actually say the price was disadvantages of the press fit for the entry-level bike, right? So advantages, it will be lighter. How much lighter it will be? I would say on pretty much the same level of the quality, or just level of the price. The press fit might be maybe 100 and something, around maybe between 100 and 200 grams lighter. So It's significant, but is it significant for me? No difference when I'm racing in the results. And then disadvantages, yeah, it's much more pricey. Second, reliability, let's just leave it to the end. But the third one is the maintenance. It is much more difficult to maintain it because you need some precise tool. You need to know how to do it, and you need to have everything super clean. And also, many bike users say that press fit sucks because they just give the bike to their local bike store for the replacement. And the local bike store doesn't really make a good job in replacing it. After some time, the press fit will start creaking. So they say it sucks. That's why in terms of the maintenance, that's a disadvantage. And finally, reliability. Yes, it may be much more problematic than the BSA threaded bottom bracket, but then finally, two questions I want to just address at the end of this episode. When wouldn't I never ever buy a press fit bottom bracket, and when perhaps I would? First one, I would never buy bicycle with either BB30 or press fit bottom bracket for the new model. Like now they are coming the newest redesigned 2018 bikes. I would never buy it on such a new bike because I would first like to read at least 20 reviews of the bike, real reviews, not paid, product placements. So that's the first one. And I would also never buy a bike with a press fit bottom bracket from the brand which doesn't have so much experience. If you see some brands doing the press fit since 1 year, 2 years, I would not buy it. And I know many guys who are telling me about same brands, same models, which just started making those press fit bottom brackets, and they are really lousy. So I would never do that. And finally, when I would buy from the brand I know and the model I know. For example, in my life, I'm just mentioning the bikes I've made many hundreds or thousands kilometers of, were Cannondale Cat 8 2012 Sora Tiagra, the components don't matter, on BB30 bottom bracket, no problems whatsoever. I would buy it by all means, no problem. Then 2015 Cannondale Cat 10 BB30 as well. It wasn't the asymmetrical, the older one. Very good, no problems, no noise, no problems, no maintenance. I was just riding the bike, so that's so cool. And now, this year I've been riding the Super 6 for 7 months, not BB30 but press fit already, no issues. And finally I have this Merida 96 Team press fit from SRAM, no issues at all. I've done many miles of climbing, off the saddle intervals, it was just awesome, amazing, and same for the Cannondale FSI. Now, I say Cannondale, Merida, it's not that I would like you to buy it. I've been just riding these bikes. I know those bikes very well, and I know these brands have the experience. So don't think just about Merida or Cannondale. Find the reviews on the internet. If you know the bike you are looking at has the press fit bottom bracket, read the reviews because this is so important. And that's pretty much it. In my opinion, I would not need press fit. Press fit didn't make my cycling life any better. My bikes are, let's say, 200 grams lighter. That's okay. I wouldn't notice that difference. Threaded would be easier in terms of the maintenance, and I just like threaded bottom brackets. For those who are competing in cross-country World Cups, definitely I would go for those 200 grams less. It can be significant maybe on the sprints or on those long marathons. Otherwise, threaded is just very, very good. So that's my take on it. What do you think about press fit bottom brackets? Which bikes you have had so far and they worked or they didn't work? Let us know in the comment section. And I am looking forward to Friday night when we are publishing this whole huge episodes about bike maintenance. So stay tuned. Probably I will also be here tomorrow for you, talking about differences between the 2017 Cannondale Synapse versus 2018, so the newest stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you soon. Bye bye.